Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gamer Grudge.
Fuck.
I know.
You're lucky I wasn't drinking.
It's seniority of being here longer means you host it.
All right, we're live.
Yeah, I thought seniority was supposed to be for positive things. I've been informed by the rest of the people it is not. That's
All right.
new. All right. Welcome to Gamer Grudge, where I am hosting because I don't know. There are rules. They will flash by or they won't.
All right, the rules. There are 4 rounds with 1 question per round. The point is awarded to the fighter with the best argument, not the best answer. If we get the best answer, then we'll have unfair mutiny going across the internet, and everybody will say that that person should have won based on argument. So, based on their answer. This is based on the argument, not the answer itself, people. So that's what we want to tell you. Alright, the 2 fighters with the most points will advance to the PvP round. If they're in the event of the tie, which usually happens, there will be a tiebreaker round, which will commence in the form of quick bait or grudge quiz. The phases. There are 5 phases in Gamer Grudge, as you know. There's phase 1, the introductory round, where the people simply state their answer. That's all. They're just stating their answer. I don't care about anything else about it. I don't care about this answer's day. We just want to know your answer. Phase 2, the declaration. This is where you make your argument by yourself with no interruption. Nobody's going to interrupt you during this round, so you don't have to worry about people coming in and trying to steal your spotlight. Phase 3 is the grudge. It's a free-for-all. This is the part where the fact checkers and the judge cut off their mic and everybody just go at it. This is where you go at it. There's no rules. This is the part where you literally cutthroating each other to get the answers, this is what you're going to be judged on. Taking down the opponent's answer. That's all it is. Now there's phase 4, which is the last minute round, where the judge will simply ask you a question. It could be anything. It's just one question where you just get 1 minute to give me. This is a point where you could possibly be tied up and I just need some confirmation from you. 1 minute's confirmation to literally clean up and get your answer. And phase 5 is the cleanup and fact checking and the verdict, people. So, let's go ahead and get to the fight itself.
Apparently.
So sorry, I got from that 5 minutes to go at it.
Yeah. Basically, you basically state your answers. Then after that, you have 2 minutes to state why it's your answer, and then for 5 minutes, you're basically be talking over each other, trying to explain why the person is an idiot.
Yes.
You must key in on why the other person is an idiot.
Yes.
Not anything about their argument. That's how you win. I've won one of these before.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He's correct.
Pretty much any way you could.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Also,
I'm just going to channel your inner American.
I'm also going to say this just in general because I think people forget. You can lie your ass off if you think you can get away with it.
Yeah.
If you think it won't actually get caught through the filters, go for it.
Right. And also remember, this is not 2020, guys, because 2020 sucks. It's 2010. Yay!
That wasn't that great of a year for me either.
Oh,
I mean, I was still black in America. So.
No comment.
I would be more concerned if you weren't. At that point, that would be more
you make a good point. That would be kind of concerning, wouldn't it? But at one time, I chose to be a black guy.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
I just don't feel like
You just wanted to play on hardcore, huh? You just wanted
And
to
it copies
like
an
this
easy
is
time.
I'd be
Bangs
far
or
more
something.
confused.
easy or normal wasn't good enough. You were like, fuck that. I want veteran mode.
Trill's like, I'm gonna get bangs. Fuck this.
Take it up a little bit.
Question on.
All right, Zach,
All
you
right.
got question number 1 ready?
Yeah, I do.
You could edit that part out.
We could. We're not going to. All right. Question
will do it, don't
1.
worry.
What is the best game from 2000, 2009? It's
Oh my
2009, Mac.
I know.
Fuck's
You
sake.
He lied. All right. Starting with you, Mac.
the best game from 2000 to 2009 is Batman Arkham Asylum for the PlayStation 3.
Carry on.
Next.
All right. Our friend from the UK, what is your answer?
The best game is Championship Manager 0102.
Okay.
I tried to find a lower res image just to make it even more obscure, but I couldn't find one.
Impossible, mate. It's the best game ever made.
We'll see about that.
Okay.
We'll find out. Trill, what is your confusing answer?
Mass Effect 2. How's it confusing?
I just got Mass Effect. That's why I was confused.
Boy, we need
It's
Angie.
clearly Mass Effect 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Boy, we definitely need Angie for this because I'm got some questions about that damn game.
No, if we were talking Mass Effect 3 or Andromeda, we'd have questions.
Yes. I would be a
Yes.
crazy man, and you could commit me in the same day. But I said 2, so you know I have a good argument.
All right.
So you're saying 2? Am I correct?
2.
Okay. All right. Cool.
My argument literally hinges on it being the second one.
Oh, believe me. I still pose questions. Don't worry.
Okay. I've beaten the game 4 times. I got the answer. Trust me.
Well, okay. Don't worry. I'm ready.
Times to find out if it's a good game.
Okay.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get
It's
there.
really long, though, bro. To be fair, it's really long.
It is.
All right.
I got you wasted your life out of that more than it's a good game, though.
No, you have. Okay,
We'll get there. Mac, starting with you, your minute, 2 minutes, whatever it is, starts now.
All right. Look, the reason why Batman Arkham Asylum is the best game from 2000 to 2009, it incorporates a lot of things. It gives you one thing it does, it gives you good gameplay. It lets you literally be Batman. A lot of games in the past on the NES, I mean, look at the Batman games from this point. Batman 1999 on the NES was a good game, but after that, you had Batman Dark Tomorrow. That game sucked ass. That was terrible. Anybody remember that shit? That game sucked. So when this came
yes,
out,
it's terrible.
but when this came out, this is a game where it was like, wow, the gameplay is solid. You're punching people. You're doing everything. It gives you combos. You get to punch people. You're actually the cake yourself. It actually makes you feel like you're Batman as opposed to anything. Also, another thing is it has a great story and pretty much a good story. Now, you can fact check me this. I don't know if this is a comic or something where Batman, but let me tell you the story. Batman literally takes the Joker to Arkham, and he literally is stuck in the Joker takes over the Arkham Asylum, and Batman is literally in his worst nightmare ever. He is stuck on Arkham with all of his villains. Every last one of his villains are there. Mine's probably Mr. Freeze. I admit that, but just about every every villain is in Arkham, and he is there. And he has to literally fight his way out of this place and figure out what the Joker plan is and everything. Another thing that makes this game good is the voice cast. Mark Hamill, who is arguably one of the best Jokers ever, reprises his role as the Joker. Kevin Conroy, who already loves the animated series Batman, reprises the role of Batman. I don't know who.
And that's 2 minutes.
Okay, my bad.
All right, can you have that impassioned argument about what appears to be a browser game? We will find out. Hey, I've seen weirder things happen.
A browser game.
I had to open another beer.
Okay. So are we over to me? Is that right?
Yep.
It's over to you, Lee.
No problem. So the reason why Championship Manager 0102 is the best game of that decade is quite simply it revolutionized football management games throughout. Not only could you edit your own stats, your own team, your own stadium, your own finances, you also got to lead whichever team you wanted to. Now, on top of that as well, it was a game that you quite rightly say is now available to play in Windows. And I struggle to think of any games that have stood the test of time that can actually do that. It's now a free game. It's updated to the latest teams within 2020. There's no other football game out there that will do that. Not without a lot of hassle on your own end. Within the game itself as well, very easy to use. Absolutely fantastic mechanics. You know, giving you a detailed list of thousands, hundreds of thousands of players. You know, ranging from the lower divisions to the top divisions. There's never been any football game that has come up and changed the way that you manage a football team. Now, I'm aware that, you know, some countries have a bigger standing within football or soccer than others, and it's one that in the UK is, you know, it's our most popular sport that's played. It could also, you could also have a very basic setup with this. You did not need to go and buy a top of the range PC to operate this game. It came with 3 different options. You could play it in a small window while you're still playing on your PC. So you can do a wide range of other things whilst that's playing in the background and simulating for you. Like I say, the fact that it required such low specifications, but a game that you can now still receive in 2020 that has not been remastered. It's not required any of that.
And that is 2 minutes. All right. Trill, are you going to try your Hail Mary pass of usual, I take it?
You said what?
You gonna go for the Hail Mary, or are you?
Yeah, we'll find out.
How's it a Hail Mary if I pick Mass Effect 2?
We'll find out, won't we?
I'm confused because do we play the same?
Look, you've been drinking. Imagine everything's an auditory hallucination, and we'll be fine.
Okay, I picked Mass Effect 2 simply because from the whole decade, looking back on all the games I could play, and then the decade coming after it with all the games I played, Mass Effect 2 was the cornerstone of what the system it was on, what it could do, like technology-wise, and where we could lead into the future. Every time I say something that's in a standard amazing RPG, I want you to take a drink. The story starts off and you get to pick one of 3 backgrounds. After the background, you go through some type of event. Through the event, you have a power of some sort, right? The skill tree or arc you pick, you get to choose between multiple roles, multiple genders, multiple hairstyles. You get to pick your sex. You get to pick whether you're straight, non-binary. You get to pick male, female. And every action you have in the story has a reaction and a consequence later on throughout the series and throughout the solo playthrough as well. If you choose not to say somebody on planet A, on planet C, it may come back and bite you. Each character was memorable. Each character had amazing character art, lines, dialogue, beautifully acted and performed by the motion capture, which was awesome at the time. Graphics hold up to modern day standards, I think. Honestly, it's not the best looking game, but it's not the worst. It introduced a little more fast-paced action compared to the first one and still kept the dialogue choices and all the RPG elements of before. An amazing story, an amazing bad guy, amazing protagonist, and the choice that you could actually make the character look like you. You weren't behind a mask or a cowl or behind some jersey. You were being your version of Commander Shepard. And Commander Shepard was the exact hero, anti-hero, whoever you wanted them to be, that's who they could be. And you could have complete representation.
And that's time. All right. We've all heard your reasoning. So, with 5 minutes on the clock, explain to me why the person next to you at some point is full of
That
shit.
isn't the judge.
I was going to say full of shit, but whatever. Is there a real difference here? All right. And go.
Okay, Trill. First of all, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The sex scenes.
You don't like sex?
No, the scenes. It looks like the biggest PG-13 sex scenes I have ever seen.
It's in a video game, not on the hub, bud.
I won't.
Not supposed to look super,
Shepard, I want you. I want you. Come on. Come on. That was the best I ever had.
Okay, so your game is Arkham Asylum, right?
Yeah.
A great game, admittedly. I'm actually not going to hate on you. I'm going to give you props. It's a great game. Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, knocking out the park. Amazing story, amazing everything. But you had to play as Batman the whole time.
Okay.
I was fucking loyal to Sony. I was doing that. That was me. The dude had like braids. I was dicking her down, all right?
But here's the thing about
Jack in the basement. That was me as well. All right.
Here's the problem with your game.
Threw them across the wall. I died from the first game because I was the same character. I died, and an elusive guy brought me back. That's a compelling story. That's way more compelling than the 20th time we're going to see you get sad about, your parents getting smoked in the alley. Get over it, dude.
I mean, yeah, that is true, but
it's an amazing story.
Yeah, amazing story. But my problem with yours is
amazing story.
Yeah, amazing, great story.
One of a kind story.
It's single play. It's not.
Came out of nowhere. It wasn't inspired by a comic book. Nothing like that. The writers wrote the story. They wrote amazing. Jack was an amazing, tortured character.
But do you have your game does not have the replayability of Batman Arkham?
Oh my God! Did you say I can replay my game if I get to choose my gender, my class, and good or evil? That's 3 replays right there. You can choose
3 replays. So you're telling me that you do not that trying to go finding the Rutledge trophies is not fun? Trying to find the Rutledge trophies are fun.
I found it to be annoying. Because I think I got stuck on one that was in the car.
It was interesting to go find the Rutledge trophies.
The game. That has nothing to do with the game being good.
Also, while yours is
side quests in Mass Effect 2 to make your characters, make your allies become your friends. And through that friendship, they had extra power. Then you could use that power in the final mission to make sure more of your friends survived. You cared about your friends. It hurt the first time when I fucked up and I let the pilot die. I was sad. That dude was
something that my game
does. You know Seth Green, the dude from the other famous thing? Because I got famous actors in my game too, like it's a movie. And we're not just playing the same characters we've been playing on TV since 1992.
Really?
We had to invent our new characters.
We're talking about Scott Evil here.
Just saying.
I mean, that's what you got. You got
you can chime in if you need to,
Yeah. And also, let me get I'm not leave Lee out of this. I'll get back to you, Trill.
You guys playing a sports game. Come on.
Your game sounds fun, but I really like to play head coach. I mean, head coach was awesome for the NFL. For NFL, that was interesting.
NBA
better games. Yeah, Trill. Look, your game.
That's impossible to compare a poorly made NFL game to a revolutionary football management
revolutionary
simulation.
About it? What's so revolutionary about it?
Did y'all have the hit stick? No, was that y'all?
Okay, so the fact that this game could be played on a PC and the range of things that you could do as an individual to control that you could not do on a PlayStation game or an Xbox game or any other console game that is not available and is still standing the test of time 19 years later, is still being updated regularly, has become that popular, it's been made as a freeware game to play in your browser. You're never going to come up with a sports game that is as good as that, ever. It's just never going to happen. The technology advancements are so far from 2001.
All right,
to
I'm
2020.
gonna let's go overtime a little bit just so those guys
are
can
head
rebut.
or no. Like how
Also, Trill, let me go ahead and say this right now. You already messed up because I wanted to bring this big bomb drop already. Your game shouldn't even be out yet because Mass Effect 2 is 2011. Mass Effect is literally 2007. So you basically overshot your year. So you picked the wrong name in the wrong year.
I'm just going to interject here and come back to Arkham Asylum. So most campaign games that you tend to play or did play between 2001 to 2009 was a campaign game that had some kind of set objective from start to finish.
Right.
Why did Arkham Asylum feel the need to pack so many different characters from the films into one video game? Why could they
Technically, it's not too many. It's basically the whole. It's not just characters from a film. It's from the comic book.
All right.
I mean,
all right. We're gonna cut it then.
Time.
I've got to keep going.
All right.
Okay.
I know you guys can keep going.
But we've already passed the 5-minute mark.
I'm sorry.
I was stretching it to just so the points would be made coherent. All right. Trill, do you need a minute?
For what?
I'm sorry because I did tell you before about one of your other answers, but the answer I got from Mac, the person who gives me your answers, what just said Mass Effect. Is this true, Mac?
This is true.
So
I thought it was Mass Effect. You said Mass Effect.
Mass Effect 2 came out in 2010. I thought all the years were the
No,
decade.
Mac, I actually searched
You
it.
count a
January
decade, you don't
26th,
count it to
2010.
9. No one counts
2010?
decade to 9.
My bad.
And less than like 3 hours ago, I was already made to change another one of my answers.
So my bad.
That's the thing too. But we can make the same argument for Mass Effect that you can make for any other game in the series, and we can just all hail Mass Effect 2 as being the perfection of the series, and Mass Effect be the thing that led up to it. I mean, it's still an awesome game. In the year it came out, I think it still won Game of the Year and got multiple 9 out of 10s. Whatever. Same.
Oh, Jesus.
Argument's the same.
Okay.
Kind of hard to see, but
Yeah.
All right.
let
So
me see if I can turn on the screen brightness really quick so I can, dang it, show.
I mean, telling somebody before the competition starts
Hey.
that the competition may involve them racing with a
No,
weight on
there is
them
no way I can show this.
kind of.
Yeah.
No, I see it. It's at 2011. That's my bad. 2010. My bad.
and like I said, I did not.
There you
I
go.
got the wrong answer from you.
Yeah, his was Mass Effect.
So-
It said Mass Effect. I didn't think it was 2.
It came out in 2010, which was
No,
the
you
question.
said Mass Effect.
It
I
said
thought-
January 21st, 2010 on his phone.
Yeah,
It's a year. What year is the question between?
2000.
2009.
I did get a copy of
2009 now. It doesn't.
that said 2000 to 2010 for that answer.
He has one that says 2010 as well.
Yep,
Well,
question
it's
says
true.
best game from 2000, 2010.
True. This is true.
Came
And it's
out what day?
2010. You're right.
And I had a discussion with you a week prior about that.
And I believe if we said that if we were having problems with questions, who to come to?
We weren't, and because he just agreed with me that okay, we should make it at 2009, so it'll be an even decade.
I think
And then-
it's
and
decade
because-
0 to 10.
No, I'm just saying you picked Mass Effect. That's what I'm saying. I thought you meant
Yeah.
Mass Effect. And no. Oh yeah, you sent me a message. Mass Effect too. My bad.
Yep, this is
My bad.
because I just had asked a single question about it.
Yeah,
and-
my bad. I got it. I didn't see it. It just popped. The internet's fucking up over here, so I didn't get it. My bad.
Yeah, 'cause-
Sure, blame the cloud player.
Shut up. All right, Joe, nullify what I said then we'll nullify what I said.
'cause-
All right, well, anyway.
Because what I got says, okay, here are the answers for everyone so far, and it's most of them say 2000, 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the first one says 2010.
2010, and you flipped it. You said 29. And I was like, okay.
I said that way earlier, though.
Yeah, I didn't get to him in time, so that's my fault. That's my fault.
All right. Yeah, because that was last Sunday.
Yeah, that's my fault.
All right.
But we're gonna let. I'll let Trill have that. All right, Trill, you.
This was what we call a bum fuck.
Yep.
A bum buck.
So Trill, you go ahead and keep. So whatever I said.
We'll let it slide, but dear Lord, please include me on this stuff.
I didn't think I needed to when your immediate answer was okay. Agreed.
Yeah. I thought it was Mass Effect. I literally was preparing for Mass Effect. I'm not gonna lie. I was preparing for Mass Effect. We said 2. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Mass Effect 2 came out in 2010. It's clearly a
bum
better
fuck
game.
over.
No, you got your argument. Yeah.
Since it's just the two of us, Zach, would you rather do a question or would you rather give them the extra minute?
I would rather give them the extra minute each, just because I think they need to platform themselves a little better.
Fair enough.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I wouldn't have questioned if I didn't agree either way.
Oh, all right. I ask questions I disagree with constantly. I work with Mac. It's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
All right. So, starting with Mac, for a minute, you get to bolster your game a little bit more.
Okay.
You don't get to talk about the other people's games.
Okay.
Just yours.
Okay.
All right.
Let me start. Hold on.
All right. Do you remember which Arkham Asylum it is?
It's Arkham Asylum.
Are you sure?
I am positive.
What year did it come out?
2007. Am I correct? I'm
Fact
no.
check.
Shut up! You're messing me up. I know it's before 2010. I know that for a fact.
All right.
Hold on. Okay. Look, the thing that makes Arkham Asylum so good is the fact that when I was a kid, when all of us, if you're a comic book fan, if you're a fan of Batman like me, you always wanted to play the Dark Knight, and you always wanted to experience what he experienced. And in this game, you get the experience being Batman, and no game does that for you. And as a Batman fan, this is something that it does for me. It lets you beat up criminals. It lets you experience actual events with the most monumental thing about Arkham Asylum that always get talked about is the Scarecrow scene. The Scarecrow moment is the most fucked up moment in gaming. It's so fucking scary that you're literally like, wow, they made the Scarecrow very scary. They really just made him the most scariest character. And for him to literally at the end get eaten by the Killer Croc is something even more amazing. And just the characters just pop out of the screen. To see these comic book characters pop out the screen that you've been looking at in the animated series, not only in the animated series, but TV, not animated series, TV, and comic books, to come out to your game and you get to play. I don't know. This is just a good game. I love it. It won awards. Great game.
It won awards. That was your argument.
Well, okay, I'm done. Whatever.
All right, Lee.
Okay, try and make a further case for this. So, Championship Manager 0102, as I've touched on quite a few things on there. So it actually went platinum in the UK quite quickly because of the revolutionary things that it did. It released things like basically an attribute masking. So only actual players within the world that you would know, you would know various parts about them. In order to actually release the rest of the information, you had to take on the full manager role properly by sending your scouts away. You go watch these players playing the various leagues for a couple of weeks before you get your reports back. It was known as a fog of war within the game itself. But also, what I missed out, a key element is back in 2001, we saw the introduction of the transfer window within football. That is an international transfer window. This was the first game to implement that successfully. and change player contracts from the very beginning of the season, you had no control over.
Okay. Good, concise, brief. Trill?
So Mass Effect 2 is an absolute benchmark for all RPGs from 2010 until current day. The systems that they implemented, like world map, fast travel, character selection, modifying weapons, customizing even the color of the weapons, your outfit determines different things as well, like your armor and stuff. All these engines were done well in other games beforehand, but really masterfully done on a console with Mass Effect 2. I feel like the story was compelling. You didn't really know who you were working for with some of the other people in there, some of the other characters, and it kept you guessing to the end. It opened on a bang and ended on a bang. It was like if you took like Endgame, because you knew the characters from the first game, and then they all kind of died. No, Infinity War. And then at the end of the game, like, you kind of saved the world, but it was still kind of fucked up what you went through. It's kind of how it was. It was just epic.
All right. Now, I got opinions, but I'd rather hear some fact checks. Zero, what are your fact checks?
Well, first off, just to quickly fact check Mac on his release date for his game.
Yeah.
August 25th, 2009.
Okay.
Literally the day before my 19th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Late birthday.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm kind of 10 years older than that now. To be honest, in terms of what fact checks I have, I'll admit I don't know much about Championship Manager 0102, so I don't have much there. And then Batman Arkham Asylum and Mass Effect 2 are very much, they hit their points. I will say, Trill, you said take a drink for everything you listed that's been done. Were you trying to make people lose their livers by drinking a keg?
Yeah, they're going to have to, because everything had been done. Everything is in The Witcher 3 has every aspect of it copy and pasted from the archetype that is the Mass Effect thing. Like,
see,
I mean, to be fair, technically,
honestly, I'd say you're wrong for another reason. Because what's copy and pasted from that is Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, I'm talking about the sci-fi element. Yeah,
Fallout.
Totally. You could totally say, I'll give you that Elder Scrolls in space would be Mass Effect. Totally fine.
No, I'm just saying like that is
the decade.
No, I'm just saying like that wouldn't be.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I get it.
I think the only thing I'd have to say is the one thing I'd have to say is the whole actions have consequences thing.
That big consequences.
I'm sorry, Fable.
That was one of his original answers for something else.
It was. Because I was so excited, and I didn't realize what year that came out either.
And somebody had to trust Peter Molyneux.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, Fable, your actions. Okay, I'll address the
question.
Fable, your actions do have consequences. The consequences can be as subtle as people don't look at you the same way when you're in town, or you can grow horns or a halo. I get it. You can manifest good or evil. But in Mass Effect, there was that gray area that most people naturally live in. That if you shot my friend, you piss me off. But if I'm just here to save somebody, I don't necessarily have to smoke this fucking senator. Like, it's totally different because it allows you to still feel something in the gray. With Fable, it's either you're light or you're dark, and either you. That's all it is.
All right,
gray gives you no advantage.
Yeah. All right. The only arguments against it are I don't think it's as an original revolution as you think it is, but it does not make your points invalid.
Fair.
Because like Oblivion was doing a lot of that way earlier.
Yeah. I didn't get on Oblivion until after I played Mass Effect 2 because somebody said you should go back and play these games.
Okay, so you have it backwards in your head.
Yeah.
Okay. Because.
All right. So, yeah,
but that does not make your points any less. Mac,
I kind of feels all things. Though,
Yeah, I know. I lost.
Well, I was going to say the confusing thing you said was we got to play the Dark Knight like we always wanted as kids. And I'm like, are we talking the Dark Knight like the movie? Because that was 2008, and that's confusing.
No. No, I meant, okay, not the Dark Knight, but, I call him the Dark Knight when I even called him the Dark Knight as a kid. I mean.
The Caped Crusader, right?
The Caped Crusader. I don't call him the Caped Crusader. That reminds me of Adam.
Stylish way to say
Sorry, Zero, I had to pull the trigger on that because I had to look it up immediately knowing there was only a year difference. Because that makes no sense.
Yeah, sorry. I call him the Dark Knight. I don't call him the Caped Crusader because that reminds me of Adam Batman. I'm sorry.
On a personal note, I've never heard a human being defend the Riddler trophies.
I can feel
I was going to say,
Look, I love him.
I love the Riddler too, but
I mean, to be fair, I've heard people say that they made you feel smart if you got them, but they always then immediately kind of countered backwards with, but it was tedious to get them.
Yeah. So
driving that back car around.
So that was
that was Arkham Knight
from Trill. That was a definite hit. If it feels like we are confused by yours, it's because we're confused by yours.
Because the majority of us are not from the UK.
I think also because you have one guy who actively does not watch most sports, another person who I think also does not actively watch sports, and Mac.
Wow, you just pointed me out. Me and Trill both watch fucking sports.
I know you two do.
The thing is,
Zero.
The thing is with the choice is it would be very easy to pick a platform game on a PlayStation or an Xbox.
Yeah.
Not really.
I get what you're saying. You're saying like it's like the soccer of Grand Theft Auto. Like it's been there forever. It's gotten better.
Grand Theft Auto of soccer.
Better and better every time you go back to it.
Correct.
And now everybody can play it for free. It's like Fortnite that way. It's dumb big. I get it. Like it sounds dope, but it's just
it sounds really great for its audience.
Tea and coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like they're both hot drinks. You both kind of drink them in the morning, but if you fuck with hot tea, you usually don't fuck with hot coffee type thing. It's just how it goes.
Fire a gun in Mass Effect, you fire a gun in Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, shots fired.
Get behind cover in Mass Effect.
I'm
behind
glad
cover in Gears of War.
I would have hated to steamroll another nice Brit. That would have been terrible. They showed some fangs.
Anyway,
I like it.
I also want to say, I think, isn't tea time at 4 p.m.? So that, you said no, they don't.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. They're both just hot drinks. Like I seemed like you guys just took a break and just got down.
Look, I'll drink tea.
Hey man, in the morning I like coffee and a donut or coffee.
I love to get me some tea time
and a McMuffin. That's fucking American.
Okay, now you have to
my
block
extra meal.
Go.
I'm a fat man. I don't give a fuck.
We gotta. All right.
You guys,
all right. Zero, you have a.
I like it though. I like it. I like the idea.
Guys,
to be honest.
All right.
Lee, I'm sorry if I offended you.
No, man, no.
I guess to play for
free. You guys just don't understand what tea time actually is.
No.
It literally isn't drinking a cup of tea and eating a scone.
No, I know it's not.
Tea for the evening.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Why you eat beans for breakfast though? We will never understand.
Yeah, I just eat the cereal with the coffee and maybe like a little toast or something.
But yeah.
All right. So Zero, do you have any strong opinions?
To be honest, all of them kind of hit the note on which game they felt was the best from the time frame.
Yeah.
So it's actually a very hard choice. It's like you got Batman over here being, Mac over here with Batman being like, the greatest detective game of its time.
Sure.
And, then you got Trill with Mass Effect 2 being along the lines of hey, I'm one of the standout RPGs from the entire decade. And then you got Lee with I'm a soccer game that's pretty much 19 years old and I still run like a goddamn champ.
Endurance.
Like the 2020 rear view on this definitely alters this for me a lot.
It does.
Because both Arkham and Mass Effect are series that have had things happen.
Terrible things.
Yeah.
Unspeakable.
And while Football Manager continued, it was still, I don't know whether it should be considered upkept by the fans or the company itself, because that is different. But then again, being able to embolden your fan base to the point of keeping it going is to its credit.
Well, on the same token, in the grudge match, Lee also did say that it's also constantly being updated. Unless you have a direct access to the server, most updates are still normally handled by the company.
Well, no, it was released as freeware in 2008.
Okay, then.
So now that's all free. I do think it's funny that in 2002 there was an Xbox port, because I want to know who the one person alive who played it on Xbox was. That's weird.
Hello.
I'm sorry, but I can't imagine playing it on a.
All right.
Okay, never mind then.
Based on all the arguments I've heard, it is a very, very close one. But I'm honestly going to have to slide it just ever so slightly towards Mass Effect. Because it's like, if I had to rank them on the points, literally each argument was like within half a point of each other.
Yeah. I'm going to have to agree with that. Honestly, nobody took a massive hit on Championship Manager.
Right.
Because it's so unknown. So you did a good job by picking an unknown element there.
Yeah, because I did not know what to do.
And the reason I'm giving it to Trill because you got that solid hit in with the Riddler thing.
Yeah.
That was a solid enough punch to make it rank like that in my head, because I'm gonna keep the ranking as Championship and Mass Effect 2 are probably at the same level, but Trill fought at a slightly higher level is how I'm going to judge that.
If I can say a good thing that wasn't said, good on you for deciding not to bring up Arkham's final boss.
No, I didn't want to bring that up.
Oh no, I'm talking to Trill on that one, because that is like the lowest of low blows.
Yeah, that's a low blow. Bringing
a friend of
Titan
mine
Joker.
invited me on the show. I have my own code I live by, And
yeah, Titan Joker. I'm glad you didn't bring it up.
we
I
all
was like,
understood that somebody was like, just make it go Megazord. And they were like, yeah. So it happens. Sometimes the same person that creates this amazing dialogue and interesting lighting isn't the same person that makes game design choices that lead to terrible things. Like,
They did that. They did that in Final Fantasy X, which is why I wouldn't pitch that in here either. With the end boss.
Hey, what was a Final Fantasy where you could play like soccer in the water? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
That was Final Fantasy X.
Final Fantasy X, yeah.
Okay, that's the only one I beat then. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
At the time I was too ignorant
same person
that there was Roman numerals, but now I know better.
Yeah.
Hey, at least, spoiler, in Final Fantasy X, you get to literally give your dad a high five. So yeah, I'll defend it.
Yeah, that was tight. That was tight.
Yeah, I cried.
Isn't the soccer player you play as also like super, super racist?
Anyway, question number 2.
Wait a minute, I think you might be right now.
Waka is the super racist until he realizes that Yuna is actually part of the like half of the race he's being racist against.
Yeah.
And then he cleans up his act.
I was gonna say, I was like, that's why we were saying 10, not 10-2 to continue it. I'm just like,
10-2.
Wait,
10-2
wasn't that?
all chicks.
That happened.
Lightning
two.
Returns. Ooh.
The All Beds. That was it. That's what they were called. The All Beds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Question 2. I'll get it up. Mind you, everything should now be in the correct timeline. So anachronisms, if they occur, will all be on Mac's head, and I will help you find him if you need to.
Notice I will disappear.
All right.
We suggest that if you need to shoot something, please use paintballs.
No,
we kind of still need our host.
I will disappear.
I know where they sell certain types of paintballs if you need to know.
I will fucking disappear people.
All right, question
Spray
2.
paintballs.
What was the most overhyped game from 2000 to 2009? Trey, starting with you. Or Lee.
Lee.
Sorry, I don't know.
The most overhyped game of them years, GTA Vice City.
Whoa!
What an absolute disappointment.
We'll
All right,
get
all right.
there.
All right,
We'll get to your 2 minutes after we hear everyone else's.
All right, Trill.
Bro, I'm in shock. The most disappointing game between that time is Assassin's Creed 2.
That's not the thing I got.
I thought I gave you Assassin's Creed 2. I told you Assassin's Creed 2, did I?
I've got Fable.
How would it be Modern Warfare 2?
No,
One of the greatest
no.
games ever.
Zach, this is on you. You pulled up the wrong image.
That's on you. I did give you Assassin's Creed 2.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not blaming me. Paintball him. He's in Appleton, Wisconsin, people.
All right.
Go find him.
All right. Find me. I don't care. I also nice docks, asshole. But yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, no, I just have it. It's okay. I have the wrong one up.
Yeah.
All right, Mac, what was your answer?
A little game called GTA 4. Sure did not go well.
That's not the same game he said?
No, he picked Vice City. I picked
That's a
4.
joke. Oh my God, that's a fucking joke.
It was not a joke. We'll get there in a minute.
Was that a joke?
Yes. One game was great, the other was trash. Let's get to it.
All right. Lay, you may begin.
Okay. Vice City was so overhyped. And the reason for this is, having played the previous GTAs and expecting the massive release that was GTA Vice City, it's probably an unpopular opinion. And I understand why people might think that. But what goes through my head is when a game of this magnitude has to resort to including people like Tony Montana scenes as Scarface, but doing them rather badly with the graphics. It was not ready for that. The time, the graphics around when GTA Vice City did not warrant something like that. But not only that, because it was set back in the 80s, it tried to also include a lot of Miami Vice as well. This is what this whole game was based around, was Scarface and Miami Vice. And just the time that they released it, just such bad timing, because if perhaps maybe they'd have waited and done that when they did San Andreas, they would have had a much better game, in my opinion. I don't think it was very good. I thought the gameplay was a bit rubbish from start to finish. It was on PlayStation, which again, some of the games on there was great. This one for me wasn't. I don't really need to say much more than that, because the fact it was based around Miami Vice and Scarface is enough for me.
So apparently somebody is not a fan of Scarface. Got that?
Hello to my little friend.
No. I love Scarface. Scarface, the film, is brilliant. Just not a fan of a game trying to incorporate that into it.
All right.
Because there's a game called
Hilarious.
Scarface.
And then there was a Scarface game release.
Exactly.
All right. Trill, why is Assassin's Creed ass?
2.
Assassin's Creed 2 is overhyped simply because Assassin's Creed was the first of its kind. It was dynamic. It was fun to run across rooftops, jump on people with the knife and your little wrist thing. The idea of being an ancestor, somebody that was back in time, was excellent. And it just pulled me into the story in a way and felt I was really immersed, right? So with Assassin's Creed 2, I felt like it didn't do anything to the core gameplay or the moment-to-moment action or even how you explored the world to warrant a 2. If it was modern day, it would have just been Assassin's Creed DLC where you just went to the Pokemon reference incoming because I have to do it. Isle of Armor, and you caught some new Pokemon where you just went to this new country and did a new thing. It didn't feel as separate but the same and unique as Assassin's Creed 3 did. It was just, and then they had this cool kind of ballet, little masquerade, sexy kind of Jim West from the Wild West ass looking. It was cool in the ads and the trailer in E3. It was beautiful, but when you got to look at the game, it was dark, muddy, gray, dingy. It didn't pop. It didn't have that same flair, that same Zorro appeal like the E3 trailer did. That's why I feel like it was specifically overhyped because the trailer made it look like one thing at E3. You were pumped for it. I mean, back then they didn't release like 5 or 6 trailers for games. It was like maybe 3. So you got the big one at E3, then you got like maybe a short chopped up version, and then one that you've seen during a commercial break of your favorite like show. That was really it back in that decade. It wasn't like, I don't know, this wasn't the same. Media wasn't the same. It wasn't like they had in-depth look at character art and motion capture where you could go behind the scenes and see people do motion capture. So
All right.
I know it was just overhyped and underdelivered.
All right. Mac.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Look, GTA 4 had the. I know what a lot of people are going to say. GTA 4 had to live up to the. Like San Andreas was a masterpiece. We can all agree here. San Andreas was great. GTA 4 was like when I literally looked, when I saw the previews on all the things for GTA 4, I heard GTA 4 is going back to Liberty City, and I was like, okay. I was like, that's cool. It was, and then they was like, it's coming out for the new system. It's coming out for the PlayStation 3. This is gonna be one of the first GTAs on a new system. And I was like, oh shit, so this is going to be enhanced graphics, enhanced gameplay. It's going to have the same tendencies that you had with San Andreas, literally going to buy different places, buying different houses, properties, trying to build your way up. Well, when I played it, I was like, okay, this is good, but it's not as good as the last one. Personally, in all honesty, when I played it, I only played it for 2 minutes. Like 4 hours, and then I just went back to San Andreas and played it because I didn't beat San Andreas. I literally stopped playing San Andreas because 4 was coming out. I went back to the PlayStation 2 to finish up San Andreas because this was the newer game. This game was really overhyped because I kept hearing people. I kept going. I looked at E3. It was a game that was really overhyped. That the graphics looked amazing. The gameplay looked amazing. Everything about it looked amazing. I mean, the story is good, but it's just not as good as the other ones. I mean, it's the weakest one. It's the weaker one. Now, the reason why I don't like it is I love 3, and I think 3 is a good game, but I felt like they was like, okay, he's going back to Liberty City. Let's just get back to what Grand Theft Auto 3 was. I was like, okay, that's good, but it don't make me feel, I was like, no, this is just boring, and that's what it did. It was boring.
All right. You've all said your things. Whether they will turn out to be true or not will now be determined. So, have at ye.
Ready?
That's what that means.
Okay. First thing first. Vice City is a damn good game.
It is a perfect game.
Perfect game. You can buy. I mean, I have played Vice City.
Whose man's is this?
I have bought Vice City on my PlayStation 4, and I still play it. The fact that you can buy properties and literally have to literally set up the properties is fun. Also, I understand
Tony Montana. Does he not like Scarface? What's going on?
No. It's not the fact that you can be Tony Montana. It's the fact that the
Soundtrack
is awesome. Soundtrack is awesome. The story is good. The fact that you can do a bank heist.
Weapons were good.
Fact check here. Well, hold on. Fact check here on Grand Theft Auto Vice City versus Grand Theft Auto 4. Grand Theft Auto 4
was a shitty game. I'm saying
no. GTA 4. Okay. GTA 4 broke 3 Guinness World Records on the 13th of May 2008. Vice City didn't.
Guinness World Records for what?
Sales.
Highest grossing video game in 24 hours. Highest revenue.
That actually goes into that proves my definition that was overhyped. People bought the game because the reason why GTA 4,
you don't break world records on an overhyped game.
Oh yeah, yes you can.
I mean, if it is the most overhyped game of all time,
we broke records. Does that make we play good? No, sales don't make a good game. We play is a shitty game, and it broke. And it's the most.
E3 totally told you guys what both games were. There were multiple videos that came out that weren't completely CG rendered. The video I'm talking about that overhyped my entire game was CG rendered. It wasn't in the same engine that the PlayStation and Xbox was, and it was clearly looked like it was ripped from a movie from the same decade.
Let me tell you why your game is good. Assassin's Creed 2 is a damn good game. Also, it is a damn good game. The fact that you literally get to get with Leonardo, literally is making sculpting weapons for you.
Which Assassin's Creed is better? Assassin's Creed 2, 3, or Black Friday?
3 is good, but that's not the question.
Overhyped.
The question is not overhyped. It's a good game. It's a good game.
But it can be a good game and be overhyped to be the next.
The damn guards call your name as you're about to kill them. They literally put
Grand Theft Auto is you broke world records, and the other dude has the best soundtrack in any game from the decade.
Yeah, but
just award on his game. My game didn't win any awards.
Hang on. Let's go back to. Let me go back to GTA 4. Let me just pull it back to GTA 4 and why that game was not overhyped, okay? It was the second most played game from Windows Live in 2011. So this is years after its release, and you're sat there saying it was so overhyped that what was it, three years later? It is the second most played game.
That's a long-ass series of hype, brother.
It's still overhyped. It's still overhyped because people literally.
I'm feeling you. I'm feeling what you're saying, man.
Overhyped.
Back on bullshit, man.
No, it's overhyped. You can say it's the most played game. It's overhyped because it promised you a lot of stuff.
If it's the most overhyped after breaking 3 world records, that 3 years later.
Okay, let me explain something to you. Let me tell you why it's overhyped.
It is impossible to be overhyped.
It promised you. We'll go back to GTA Vice. We'll go back to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. San Andreas had multiplayer function. I didn't get a chance to do multiplayer function in the game because it didn't get you to do that. GTA 4 did that and then didn't do that. It didn't do that. Also, going back to Assassin's Creed 2, the fact that you can literally give you it gives you a good story. The fact that you get the literally.
All right,
Vice City.
SNL is a great character.
Time.
You guys won a award.
Time.
What?
Shut your traps before it's Maga, bitch.
His name is Mac. He's over there. You could call him bitch if you like, but you know. So,
fan of cashews, if anybody's wondering.
I wish I had cashews, to be quite honest.
They're good, dude. Lightly salted. Don't you?
All right. Zero. You got any fact checks on this?
Yeah, well, I mean, technically, Assassin's Creed 2 did change up one major thing compared to Assassin's Creed 1.
What was that?
And that was the fact that you didn't have to specifically search for a bunch of freaking guys in white to blend in public. You could blend into any crowd.
True.
Oh, okay.
But it is very true that they used doctored footage at E3.
Yeah.
Thank you. Overhyped.
That part he is true. Is like neither of you guys did that.
I'm not saying that wasn't false.
That wasn't false. I was talking about the gameplay was good. The game was good. I was saying the game was good.
I thought I was going to be like Jim
your-
West, but an assassin from WoW. I thought it was going to be hella.
I do not understand your grind with GTA 4, Mac, at all. You just said it's bad over and over again without actually saying why it's bad.
I was trying to, but you wouldn't let me get it out. Let me get it out.
Zero, would you concur that's kind of how that felt? Just like I know GTA 4's faults, but were they really spoken on?
Wait a minute, you had a whole 2 minutes to explain, but I couldn't say anything at all. Don't blame me. Your inability to argue your point on me.
No, I'm just saying I couldn't get it out.
Well, it sounds like court change.
Mentally looking back through it, I do feel that it definitely was mostly it's bad. The biggest determiner that it was mostly an it's bad rather than it's overhyped argument is saying that you went back to finish San Andreas.
Yeah, that's a point for San Andreas, not a knock against 4, really.
Well, you give us 2 minutes at the end of the round, so. Yeah.
I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure out how to finish this one because we got into the definition of what overhyped means. So I'm trying to. Okay. I'm going to give you each a minute to explain what you think overhyped is.
In relation to your game.
Okay.
Yes. What exactly overhyped means. Because that's the part why I stopped. So I'm like, okay, I need to make sure that we're getting the definition on this correct. Because this isn't the worst game. Overhyped is the text here. So, starting with you. Why is Vice City the most overhyped of this era?
Because it was released in 2002 following the other GTA games, and it offered a wide range of gameplay from a third-person perspective, but they centered it completely around the wrong graphic mentality for the actual game that they was releasing. So they overhyped on the storyline that was coming and massively underdelivered with what was actually available to play.
Okay. Drill?
Assassin's Creed 2 is the most overhyped game because the hype machine started with the E3 trailer, proceeded to 2 other trailers that looked nothing like your character in the game. Nothing like it. The gameplay was the same as it was in the first, not too dynamic and too much of a change for me to warrant a change in game. It wasn't a bad game. It just was overhyped and then underdelivered on the hype that it set up for itself via the E3 trailer and again before the game came out.
All right. Mac.
The game was overhyped because it was on at E3. We were promised a game that was supposed to be better than the sequel, which is San Andreas. We were promised better graphics, better everything, more improved gameplay, more improved everything about this game. And what it did was it really overhyped it oversold everything that we're going to do in it, where we were just given a game that the graphics were literally on par with PS2 graphics. It just wasn't a good looking game, period. It wasn't a good looking game. And I know I'm arguing this bad game, but when you saw the E3 trailer, you were promised all this stuff, and it didn't give you what you wanted with that game. You weren't promised half the stuff that you got. When you saw that E3 trailer, you were like, oh man, this is going to be a great game. This is going to be better than San Andreas. And then you look at the game, you play the game like, man, this game is not good. It's overhyped, it's oversold, and everybody bought it because of that trailer and everything that was sold at E3. That's why it's overhyped.
All right. Zero, you want to give your thoughts in here?
So we have 2 overhypes because of E3 and 1 overhyped because it promised things and effectively failed to deliver.
Yeah.
That's the best way I'm interpreting this.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting out of this.
Yeah, because I don't actually know, to be fair, back in 2002 or 3, if there was a PlayStation equivalent of E3 at that time. I don't know.
I mean, E3's been...
E3's been running since 1995.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Somebody did it in their garage, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and there
what
was
the
I
PlayStation-
didn't know is there not a Xbox version in the UK of it? Because there is one here.
Yeah.
Of Vice City.
There will be, but
Okay. All right.
uh,
All right.
All right.
The differences I'm getting off of what you're saying, Mac, is mostly it did the thing, but it didn't.
Just to clarify that the Xbox 360 I don't think was released until November 2005 in the UK.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
would have been a couple of years behind the game being released on PlayStation.
Okay. I think the difference I'm getting off of what your answer is compared to theirs, Mac, is it did the thing, but it didn't go as far as you wanted.
Wow.
Or what you feel people would have wanted.
Yes, not that it didn't, because what they're saying is more it said things and then wasn't that. Yours is, well, it did look better, but not good enough better. Which is where the difference of opinion is coming from. Does that sound about right to you, Zero?
Now, I was going to say, the best way I can describe it, Mac, is definitely along the lines of, Zach did say it best, it's along the lines of, it did the thing, but you feel it didn't do it good enough. They're saying that it pulled a No Man's Sky.
Which is a very different situation.
Okay.
So, like, I'm taking my bias for 4 out of it because I liked its story. It does have problems graphically, and it's not the best playing. Like, 5 really improved it.
I having played what little I did of it from my cousin owning a 360, I can concur. I felt like a lot of the driving mechanics were very much a step backwards.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. The multiplayer, on the other hand, was a step forwards, and the looks there were massive leaps forward.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't for Assassin's Creed 2 or Vice City, really. They were not nearly as massive leaps, I wouldn't say. Would that be wrong to say?
No, you could say San Andreas and Vice City was built on the same engine.
They were.
Say that.
Well, that's because they were.
Okay, that's me having no knowledge of that.
No, they were built within 2 years of each other by the same.
Just thinking about the games, like, yeah, they totally had to have been. Like, what?
Yeah.
About the only difference is San Andreas gave us swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Vice City came to Xbox, but San Andreas never did.
No, it did.
It did?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did.
For real?
Oh, yeah, and then it got recalled.
Xbox had San Andreas.
See.
It got recalled
Yeah, I wouldn't
because
play on
of the hot coffee mod. You see.
Hot. I remember hot coffee, yeah.
Okay. So
That's legendary.
I'm gonna say Trill on this just because it was the most egregious to me. Where if it showed you one thing and showed a completely different system going on, different lighting and all that, that's a very different type of overhype to me.
The E3 looked like
I know what the
Pixar
demo
movie.
looked like.
Yeah. It looked like a Pixar movie, and then the rest of it didn't look like that. I was like, what is this?
Vice City, well, I liked it. It has severe issues, and it its outside art style did not match the interior package whatsoever. Like, I'm going to say that. That wasn't as uncommon then, though. In the PS2 era. That wasn't as uncommon yet. I'd say you mostly got what you paid for with 4. Mostly. So I'm going to go with Trill on this. Zero, what is your... Do you think I'm just going off on him, or... Because I define overhype by the exact difference between expectation and how well you hit the target, is how my mind looks at it. Like, to me, do you know what the most overhyped was? Event Rising.
I can't say I've heard of it.
Me neither.
But I'm sure if you saw an ad, you'd recognize it. Just because there was a lot of ads. And that's why I remember it.
Okay.
I don't remember a goddamn thing about the actual game itself. Just so.
See, I also follow the notion of the definition of promises made, promises kept when it comes to overhyping a game. And looking at this from the fan perspective, I mean, like, there's a lot of things that's like I'm biased about, because I have played through GTA Vice City to completion. I have played Assassin's Creed 2 to completion. The only one I haven't really played through to completion was GTA 4, because of the fact that my cousin owned it. This is actually a hard one, again, because it's like...
Well, I'm going to give you a sec. I'm going to show you what Event Rising, the ad, looked like, because I have a feeling I'm not the only one who remembers it.
I think I do remember the name. Yes.
It was meant to be a trilogy and a comic book series at the same time.
Was it a PC game?
Yep. It was PC to Xbox and then died. It was like meant to be a brand new, like, it was being hailed as basically a new Final Fantasy.
Bit like the re-release of Half-Life.
Yeah.
All right.
It lost a lot of money.
Going based on the definition of promises made, promises kept, that also does align me with Trill, simply because of the notion of the very egregious difference in engine that they used for the trailer at E3.
All right. Mac, honestly, you didn't. I'm not going to say that your answer was bad. I think we just had a very different opinion on what the definition is, why I wanted to get that out of the way there.
Yeah, I understand.
And that's why I wanted to make that last question about specifically what we thought it was.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. I really think GTA was overhyped. Everybody was like, play it. And I was like, it's not good. You know, that's what I feel.
But it also depends on what circles you ran in.
True. I understand. Yeah.
Like, I just show you mine, and everyone's like, who? It's like, everyone I was hanging out with wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
I mean, it was something. Well, when you think, the reason I was picking it was I was like, well, GTA had such a good following on the PlayStation 2. When it switched to 3, we were thinking this is going to be the best one yet, and it turned out to be a flop, and it just didn't jive with me. And 5 came out and just like what's 4? And the thing about 4, also, I should have said this. 4 literally, and I'm going to get to Lee on this. The reason why 4 got a lot of sales is because they kept adding on to it. They kept adding on to the damn game because they didn't fix their mistake in the first fucking time.
Adding more value to it.
I definitely agree with the sales side of things. It maybe doesn't dictate how good a game actually is on what it's.
Yeah, because I was gonna say the biggest indicator of that is something that I lost.
I thought I canceled that out when I said we play sold a lot of that game.
It's just the fact that a game can't be that poor if, like, for the next 3 years it's sitting in the top 1 and 2.
Right, but we still got We Play did it.
We Play got packaged with the
problem with both 4 and Vice City is San Andreas was that good as an in-between game of the two.
Yeah,
the one before.
That good.
All right.
San Andreas was that good. I agree. I mean, I think we both agree that San Andreas was the masterpiece.
Yeah,
That's Snoop Dogg in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What more do you want to tell me?
Yeah.
One.
All right.
So that's 2 Trill, Lee, and Mac. You guys have to get on the board, but it ain't over yet.
Okay.
Yep. It is completely over, and Mac knows it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry. He will not win the next point. He knows this. Because I got him. I studied for this one. This was not a shame.
No, man.
This was not
only one person's done the sweep. I'm one off.
No, you're
all
not
right.
getting
All
this.
right.
Nancy.
All right. What is the best game character created in the span of 2000-2009? Okay.
All right.
And I'm putting as product came out because obviously we cannot know complete pre-development. You know.
Okay.
All right.
Whoa. What do you mean by pre-development?
Hold on. The best. Hang on. Just bear with me. Because I don't think that question was sent over to me properly.
I sent the text over direct.
Hold on. We have.
Not to
we
me,
have
didn't.
controversial report.
No. I'm saying I'm talking to Mac at that. I did.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's
That's
okay. That's all right. That's my bad.
All right.
That's all right.
Yeah,
all right. Mac, your answer is?
Oh, I got to go first?
Yeah.
Bill hasn't had the chance to go first yet.
Yeah. You want me to go? Okay.
Yeah.
Nathan Drake. Da 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 da. Okay.
All right.
I was gonna say the St. Max singing lesson.
Shut up.
Trill.
Commander Shepard.
I got both versions. You happy?
I appreciate that. That is very crucial to my argument. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Lee.
Okay. I was
Captain
hoping.
Price.
That guy, right?
Yeah,
that guy.
That's the guy.
Could have got a new version.
My knowledge of
fucking
seeing
homeless. He looks like he's been sitting back.
That's the best version of him.
You're right. That's historically correct.
All right.
It's a funny picture of the guy. Look up there again. It's funny. Look at his face. It's funny. Time for a little haji baji.
All right. Mac, why is Nathan Drake the best character developed in that span of time?
Well, Nathan Drake is a iconic figure in this time. When Nathan Drake's when the first Uncharted game came out, this was really the first game where we were like, whoa, this guy has. One thing that Nathan Drake has is vulnerability. And what a character has is vulnerability, attitude, and wit. And Nathan Drake exerts all these characteristics where he goes into whether it's him going into the forest and see some guys coming to him. He's like, oh, I got something for you. Boom, boom, just punching people. Also has the wit. He has a charm to him where he's trying to charm his spoiler alert, future wife. He has that going for him. He has a lot going for him. He also has sort of like a budding story of the story between him and Sully is interesting, sort of like a adoptive father figure in him. It's something interesting to him. When you played that first game, you literally saw a lot in him. Like he was just this great character that literally is going to last with us for a long, long time. And he is very, very good at He's he was very good because he knows how he exhibits the spirit of what he does in the game, where he's like like, for example, just when he literally at the end of the game literally has a treasure in his hand of El Dorado. He's like, I finally found El Dorado. He found El Dorado. He's like, I've done something that no other person has done, and to let it go is something interesting that he did. He was like, I gotta let it go because this thing curses people and kills people, and for him to literally do that and to let it go, like certain things, I like that. I dig it. It's something that's interesting. It's something that gives him
All right.
a to him.
All right. That's the
I'm done.
time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Trill.
All right.
Explain the Shepherds.
So Commander Shepard is the best character created in that time because you could absolutely personally characterize the character to look like you. A star for the looks. Before the game even starts, you can cheeks, eyes, eyebrows, hair, texture, fingernails, hands, everything. You can look like you. You can't customize your hands, but you know what I mean. You can make yourself, tall, whatever. So you can look like you. And then they had choices that made you think about who you were as a person in this immersive environment. So the character that you created also shaped the world in which you played in, which is also like you were creating your own world as well. I feel like that's what truly makes an awesome character. One that transcends race, gender, creed, or anything, and that can look like the player. Because we're talking about the greatest character per the person that has the controller in their hand. And I want to play as me. I want to be on this space adventure. I want to be on this Star Trek meets Halo meets Dungeons and Dragons space adventure where I could be just as good as a weapon as I can be with hacking stuff and sending bots, where this third person point of view always shows me my character's design, always shows me my character's features. They even made it so you could have the helmet off at all times but still keep the stats of the helmet, therefore more immersing you in the story. I felt like I was making the decisions. I felt like I got my partner killed because I chose my love interest instead. I felt that shit. That's what makes a good character. And that's why Commander Shepard is by far the best and most unique character of that time.
All right. Lay?
Okay. I've got a little bit for a different approach to this whole best character, because what I've done is I've picked the best sidekick that you can possibly have as a character throughout a game. Captain Price is the guy that has constantly got your back throughout the whole of the Call of Duty series. And the very end scene with Shepard, where you've just been stabbed, the plane's crashed, the dust is clearing, you're going after Shepard, it gives you the ass kicking from hell, and you've got a knife in your chest. Who comes along? Price. Price takes an absolute battering from Shepard and gives him one at the same time. And right at the very end of that whole game, before it closes out, all you see is Shepard laid on the floor, absolutely sparked out, and you think, wow, this guy's had my back throughout the whole of these campaigns, and he's dead. And you think to yourself, that's my mate that's protected me from start to finish and has completely watched over me. And as luck would have it, you throw a knife into Shepard's eye, and Price just jumps up like the hero that he is. He's just took an absolute battering, and he drags you to safety, and he takes you off, ready to appear in the next games. This is a character who, I was invested in, and I've done a bit of research before this, and is ranked highly for a non-playable character to be ranked as he was one of the 64 characters chosen in the all-time greatest sidekicks, and we're talking massive games like Final Fantasy who have their own sidekicks. This is a guy that stood the test of time in there to even come back in 2019 and make an appearance in the latest Call of Duty. That's how highly he's thought of.
All right. All right. That's time. All right. I'm feeling these answers out. Somebody's shadow boxing. All right. So, why do you hate the other people's characters more than you hate anyone else on this earth? Go.
Okay, let's take it straight to Nathan Drake. Wow. I'm not really sure what year Tomb Raider was released, but he is just a male version of Tomb Raider, Lara Croft.
I like this Lee guy.
No, I mean, if you want to say he's a female version of Tomb Raider, I mean, Lara Croft, they both have different stories. Lara Croft literally they're completely different. Lara Croft let me explain myself. Lara Croft have money. She was born into money. She had this atmosphere. Nathan Drake, if you played the whole entire series up to that point, he was this. It's not about the character of he's Lara Croft. Yeah, you could argue about that, but it's dealt with the story. The story of Nathan Drake is he's a literal fucking orphan that was literally born into doing this. He became a treasure hunter, not born into fortune and they're gonna use his fortune to do it. He fought tooth.
So he's more like Aladdin than Tomb Raider, is what you're saying.
No, he's not Aladdin. And also with yours, Trill, look,
So
here's my problem with yours. Your problem with yours is it's not a character. There's no character to yours. It's just a story. It's your story. It's your story, though. It's your
Who is a character in the game?
but it's your story. It's your
Yes,
story.
who is a character in the game?
Yeah, but is it you? But is it the character or is it the story?
It's a playable character in the
I
game.
don't want
like
this.
Your story,
Oh
though.
boys, but yes, it's a character in the game.
Listen. I don't want to turn this into a witch hunt, but I have got to bring it back to Nathan Drake. This is a character that is based on Johnny
Indiana
Knoxville
Jones.
and Harrison Ford. Is he a
Yeah,
jackass
I mean,
Indiana Jones?
I mean, there's nothing wrong.
I don't understand. You know,
I mean, there's a lot of characters.
I can't see why he's.
And also with yours, I mean, yeah, Price is good, but literally, what is his backstory? He's a good character. He's a character that he's a good sidekick. But what has he's in different games. But what has he attributed to? He attributes his. What is his backstory? Oh, he got captured.
It completely saves your ass throughout every single game. But at the very end,
saves you. But his
shot in the head.
I don't remember
Rugby
him.
tackles the guy and stands and has a complete
I
fist
don't
fight
see
with
how
him.
he stands out. How does he stand out as a character? How does he stand out?
You're right. Captain Price is one of the expandables, or whatever it's called, with that series. You know that those action movies from the '90s.
Right.
He's totally that. And your character totally starred in the movie with him. My character looked like my black ass.
Yeah, but that's you. But it's you. But that's the problem.
But if I was a woman, it would look like me too. If I was non-binary, it would look like me too. And the story would be my story, not someone else's story.
Someone else's story. You control
it connects me the same way.
That is why your character will never be the greatest, because you have to base that character on yourself to feel anything throughout the game.
Yeah.
You know,
No, the character could look like anybody and do anything, and you would still feel the same way. But
I'm invested in a guy that's
connected to the people that die. I'll give it to you. Captain Price, in that moment, it tugs at you, tugs at your heartstrings. It does. But in that moment, it's been set up through like 15 hours worth of play. I care about my character with them the first interaction, the first time I open my eyes, the first time I get to pick my backstory. None of you guys got to pick your backstory. How can you have a character that you care about, that you're invested in, if you don't know where they came from? If you don't get a personal choice?
I don't want to listen. I don't want
games we're talking about, each of our franchises.
If I'm gonna create a character, if I'm gonna load up a game.
You once again.
Wait, hold on. I tell you why your character is so bad, because if I'm gonna load up a game and I'm gonna go around kicking people's ass, Trill, I'm gonna load up SmackDown 2007. Here comes
there
the
we go. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. That's time.
And Harrison Ford was best as Han Solo.
Oh. Okay. Thank you for that right at that moment, Zero.
I could still try it, but given how they actually turned the grudge match,
I go for it. I want to see what happens. I want to see if you put more gasoline on the fire or not. I'm more interested in that now.
Okay.
So
I want you three to imagine that all the characters from your games are just somehow in a crossover game with each other. How would their interactions with each other define their personalities to make you feel that they are the best characters?
So you're saying why would their interaction? So they would literally be.
how would they outshine the other characters?
Oh,
basically?
okay,
If they were in a crossover game with each other.
okay. Oh, I got to start.
Yeah.
Well, how Nathan Drake would outshine him is, and Nathan Drake literally knows certain artifacts. He literally writes, when in a situation, he'll literally write down in a situation where, okay, I can take out this person this way. Okay, I can hide. He knows how to do certain things. He is literally the ultimate person that can do anything at a certain place. He knows where to go, where to be at the right time, and he knows what to do in that very situation. He's been put in terrible situations, but he found some way to crawl his way out of those damn situations every time.
All right. Next.
I meant to say something else, but I'm a hush.
Who was next? Was it me or Lee?
I believe it was
You. It was you.
Me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
All right. So if we were in a team-up movie, right, a team-up game, and you got to pick between the character that you could customize any way you wanted, Indiana Jones, or dude with an assault rifle, who the hell are you picking? If we're literally going to go fight Ultron in this mashup game, who are you picking? I want to know, who are you picking? You picking the space wizard or the dude that has to reload his magazine or the guy that has a pistol and a scroll? What are we talking about here? We talking about action? We talking about character depth? Because that character I'm picking is going to be a tech guy that I made some decisions. So he's kind of evil. So he gets kind of a power up from being evil with his other teammates who have different uniforms because I kind of did their solo missions. This whole thing that I've been building up over 40 hours. And so, just playing Prince of Persia. What the hell? What are we talking about? Team up. Come on.
I'm gonna take that as you also not knowing much about Prince of Persia.
Or knowing much about Captain Price for that matter, because I'll bring it straight in.
Yeah.
If we're in a team-up movie and we're about to go and battle Ultron, Megatron, bloody Cybertron, whatever Tron you want to go and battle, you ain't getting there without the sidekick that's got your back over and over to get you to that end fight and will sacrifice himself in order for you to be able to do that. And just to clarify, the reason why he is the greatest character is because he was integrated into Halo at the same time as an additional character to play. None of your two guys have been.
Oh, Commander Shepard's crossover. People cross over into Mass Effect.
That's fan art does not count.
I mean,
Hey,
we got PlayStation All-Stars.
You can't unsee it, my friend.
I mean, we got PlayStation. I mean, Nathan
I
Drake
can
was in
unsee a lot with a lot of booze.
PlayStation All-Stars.
All right.
Nathan Drake is off back to do his latest stunt on Jackass.
All right.
This is Smash Brothers. He's gonna throw a grenade.
Okay. How do you think that question went, Zero?
Well,
I think it kind of blew away the wheat from the chaff for me.
yeah, then I do feel that some people understood the question more than others, but we'll get to that when we.
I
get to
certainly did not guess.
deliberation.
You did not know,
I knew it.
but neither did Trill. So
Well, actually,
he understood the question, but what he described wasn't.
Yeah, I just now noticed it after I did it. I was like, "Fuck!" I just now forgot what I could have said, but then I didn't do it.
All right.
Yeah, that's
All
why
right.
I said I could have said more, but I didn't.
I want to say Trill in late Laura Croft and Nathan Drake, like story-wise, have like very, very little in common.
the only thing is that
Like
they share
character
the
development, like
Only thing is they
they're-
both had a damaged past, right?
No.
Like no matter
No.
which way it happened.
No, the damage pass thing only happened in the reboot. If we're going old school Laura Croft, she was born in the money and had nothing wrong happening to her.
Exactly.
The reboots that were inspired by the Uncharted games. So, yeah. So no, that part does not hold water whatsoever. Part of what you were talking about with the inclusivity on the Shepherds does appeal to me to a degree. I also know nothing about them. And that's a problem when we're talking best character. I know nothing about them. Because it's if it's a blank slate and basically you're saying the character has to be as good as what I could make, which
Or as
defeats the
terrible
purpose.
as you could make.
So you're saying that it can go in either or direction.
Or it could go in the middle, or it could go nowhere at all. It depends on exactly who you are.
Making it not part of the question, though. The question is, what's the best character? Because, and that relies on being part of one vector, not every vector. At least that's how I see it. I don't know about you, Zero, there.
Well, the story has a beginning, middle, and end. And
It
your
does.
character is going to go through different questions and character points that doesn't change necessarily the physical makeup of your character,
you
although it could. But
you didn't talk about their personality because you said it was you. The problem was you
your
described a
personality
character.
can be you. You can be snarky, or you can be dry. You can be
but
stern, or you can
that is a dialogue wheel, not a character. That's a mechanic.
Everything is characteristics. Then, like how a character reads his lines is him.
Yes, that is exactly a characteristic. How a character reads his line is literally in the word character, right there.
When you have great voice acting and you choose a voice that sounds like yours, how you read the lines is a characteristic.
Whether the voice
if it's coming out of your face instead of somebody looks nothing like you. You can see why a person like me wouldn't like Nathan Drake to be the person that represents me in a 40-plus hour game compared to a place like Mass Effect.
I never think about them representing me. I think of them as a character.
Well, in that game, because it's very narrowly focused on what that person is doing.
Yeah,
right?
It's Drake's fortune.
It's character-driven, right? But it's only character-driven around one character. In Mass Effect, the reason why it's a great game is because your character is character-driven.
I'm saying it makes the
all-stars around you.
He's not picking me. I mean, goodness gracious, True.
Yeah, I know. I know. And I'm saying yours does not fit this. I actually can say this pretty conclusively. I give zero fucks about any character in Call of Duty. This is known. Mac, you've talked to me before.
Yeah.
But I actually could tell that Lee cared. I don't understand why Lee cared, but he cared a lot. You were describing how you could be your best self, while this guy was describing a friend of his, and that's why I would give it to him. You being your best self does not mean the best character. It just means you being your best self,
right?
Not why somebody else is the best. That changes the perspective on it for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because if you're telling me how great you are as opposed to how great your friend is, there is a very different feel there.
Right.
Yeah.
The dynamic of the question and what defines a character is the reason why I almost had nothing, because you guys during the grudge round literally started getting into the definition of what defines a character.
Yep. That's what I'm glad I had you go ahead with that, because
I did have to do a bit of altercations on
the
but that's when I knew I lost when I lost. I lost when I knew I lost.
I can say I personally care a lot more about Nathan Drake than I do about Price.
Yeah.
But I can tell that Price left a lot more impact on Lay there than your characters left on either of you.
Yeah, I understand why I lost that one. I knew Trill wasn't going to win.
I can say right now, Trill, as somebody who has literally done what you've just done before.
Yeah.
Many, many times. This is just me coming down with the reasoning of why that doesn't always work.
Yeah,
it can sometimes work, and do not feel discouraged for going outside the box. Lay just threw a Hail Mary by saying, okay, I'm going to pick a side character, and that actually was a better idea. It was a better Hail Mary pass than yourself. He outthought you by one space.
One chess move ahead of me.
Yeah.
Yes. So
you were playing.
He literally was arguing
30
character.
chess. He was playing 40.
Yeah, he was arguing character, and that's when I got to the point of Nathan Drake. I was like, oh man, I fucked up. I should have talked about how snarky he is, how cool he is, how he leads the pack. I wish I could have said that, and I was like, fuck, I didn't say it. That's why I knew.
His relationship with his brother.
Yeah, but I couldn't say that because that didn't happen afterwards. That was afterwards. So I know, but
you get what I'm saying. Where
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I knew I had the best pick.
I am saying before, do not give up on that strategy trail. It can work.
Yeah.
Just the one time that it didn't. It's a
it
very
got
much
the
9 out of 10
judge
thing.
who's used it the most. The guy who can see through it the easiest.
Who you said can use it?
Me. I'm the one who's used it the most.
And I saw right through it people see right through it every time.
Not every time, no.
Well, you only did it.
You know the trick now. That doesn't mean I don't fool other people.
Nah, I knew the trick. That's why I beat Trill. I knew the trick. I was like, oh, you're not beating me with this.
Pulled that on me too many times.
Yeah, you pulled that on me
All
too
right.
many times. I figured that out.
All right, now our final question to determine. Well, what are we going to do with this thing, essentially?
I don't know, man. Just.
Well, first off, we have to decide who gets the round.
Oh, I mean, I think we agreed that Lay gets that.
Yeah.
Like, we had to call.
I will say, Mac, actually, I did catch some moments where you were talking about Nathan's character. But yeah, definitely, you didn't come on strong enough with that.
Yeah. If I came up strong, that's when I knew I fucked up. In the end, I was like, oh man, I fucked up. I was like,
if you would have come on with that, like that's.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with the characteristics, and I was like, fuck, I didn't talk about any characteristics.
But Lay, good on you for being in touch with your emotions enough to care about a video game character in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I do not have that capacity.
If I brought up half of that shit, I would have won it. I just couldn't do it. I was like,
I did not have that.
Good job representing the prior lieutenant.
Yeah. Good on you, good on you, because I was literally going after Trail.
All right. Question 4. What was the best villain / death scene sequence gaming during this time? I tried to rewrite the question to at least make some sense.
Okay.
And I gave you the question.
AKA, from 2000 to 2009, which character died the best?
Well,
what villain died the best?
Villain died the best. Villain has to be villain. Can't just be some random dude. Otherwise, I would have picked random dude on the street.
I would have picked 3-year-old being gassed.
I play Postal 2 as well.
Damn
All right.
Oh, no, see, then I want to whip with the cat that had his butt as a silencer.
Very true. All right. Trill, we're starting with you.
I chose General Shepard from Modern Warfare 2.
Let's see if I got this right. Just the SOB.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's the SOB.
All right. Mac.
Oh, Officer Frank Tenpenny from San Andreas.
Boy, those graphics did not age well.
No, they do not. But he's an asshole.
I hope I got the right picture for this lay, but
yeah, that's him. That's him.
The next for his answer.
Oh.
I'm saying. All right. If I don't, I apologize. What is yours for lay?
This is Ball from Diablo 2.
That thing.
That's pretty much it.
All right.
I can only find it. As somebody who's done runs of Diablo 2 as hammered in, yes.
Okay, because there were different versions, and I wanted to be sure.
Okay.
All right. So. Trill, starting with you, buddy.
Okay, so General Shepard's death was the best villain between that time because he wasn't the original villain of the story. Like, you went through this whole story with your best friend, Commander Price, and you building this amazing bond together that couldn't be broken by anything. Like, imagine you and Lassie, but even better because, like, he can talk and he's your friend and he's, like, fucking British. He has your back. He like was said previously, he revived you. I mean, he totally had you 100%, and he didn't even talk to your girl. Like, he was a real man. He was a real guy for you. And then at the end and all that, you find out the last 2 seconds of the last mission that this motherfucking Shepard just set your ass up, shoots Ghost. Ghost dead. Ghost been your homeboy from the beginning. Then shoots you, shoots Price. Then you throw a knife, Price slides you a gun or some shit, and then you shoot his ass. Like, it was epic. It was like a John Rowe movie, like fucking Fast and Furious. It was an awesome moment and an awesome action movie. And the action movie, you got to play as a first-person shooter, and it was a great story moment, great villain death. You were so pissed when he shot Ghost, bro. You were so pissed. You were so mad when he shot your friend. There is no way you guys can argue that's not best. Like, you was fucking fuming, bro. You're like, no! No, my, come on, man. No way. And then they remastered it recently and brought it out. I felt the same, even though I know Shepard was the bad guy the whole time. I'm like, this bitch. Yo, I know you the bad guy now. You know, the second time playing it through. Oh, man. I'm telling you. The whole sequence, the knife, the slow motion, the taking aim, the friendship aspect of it. There are 2 games building up because he was in Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. To figure out he was a villain the whole time, just it shook you. This is the same game that had the airport mission where you were shooting people in the airport.
All right, this is time then. All right, Mac.
Whew. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on? Oh, crap. Okay.
Please tell me you deleted your notes.
No, I didn't. I got it right here. Okay. Officer Frank Tenpenny from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is a complete and utter asshole. He literally gives officers a bad name. Through the events of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, he is literally, let me tell you what he is responsible for. He may not be. I can pin this on him. He actually had a hand in CJ's mother's death. He had a hand in it. He may not pull the trigger, but he had a hand in it. He literally disrespects CJ by calling him by his first name, Carl. He literally blackmails Carl the whole entire game. And then after a while in the middle of the game, he disappears. Towards the end of the game, when you kill your friend Big Smoke, he goes in there with a shotgun, taking all the money. He said, "Thanks for doing this, CJ," and just shoots up everything and leaves you in the building on fucking fire. So you chase his ass all the way to Grove Street, and he falls and he goes all in a fire truck. He falls down and he's little in the ground dying. And I'm gonna repeat the words that he said right now. "Come on, assholes! I'll take y'all on. You're mine. You're mine. I run this town. Hey, over here, officer down. Come on. Hey, assholes! You never understood what I did. There's 50 of me of this. There's 50 of me, and this town would be okay. I took the trash out. I did what I do it all again." That's what he said. Officer Tenpenny said that on his deathbed. And not only that, at the end of the game, CJ could have killed him, but he just left him there to dead. The ultimate death for an asshole like him. Officer Frank Tenpenny was the antagonist of the game. His death was really the most like the breath of fresh air. He literally defined not only he's not the best villain of that.
All right.
Sorry.
You don't have to ring the bell.
Sorry.
Lay.
Okay, right. I've been listening to the other guys. I've realised I've picked a very hard character to explain why is the death of Barl in Diablo 2 is so significant. Diablo 2 itself is literally a game that you would expect to be a game where you kill Diablo, and that's the end of it, as in Diablo 1. Diablo 2 comes around, and you've got a guy who has been through hell and high water to rid the place of evil and send a nice, lovely town of Tristan back to what it was at the end of Diablo 1. And as you play through the game with your character and you take on all the different acts, you get to Act 4 and you kill Diablo expecting that to be the end of it. That's just the beginning. As you were going to the last and final act that you're completely unaware of, you end up with a Baal that has a sadistic side in murder. He likes to indulge in eating human flesh and will pretty much do whatever he wants to with a whole different range of attacks that you don't know. The game mechanics back then, you would expect to be able to quite easily work out what moves are coming when. But this guy's got a completely different range of attacks that leaves you want, after you've killed him, you're actually wanting more. You're wanting to do it again. You're wanting to see if there's another way to kill him. Can you go back? Can you kill this guy that's absolutely wreaked havoc across the whole town that you're actually expecting is a guy that you're going to beat 2 or 3 acts before the final? You know, complete sidewards curve that this guy's even there at the very end. And when you kill him and you finally receive your title that you don't actually get for killing any of the other bosses, there's just a real sense of achievement that you've been to war with a horrible spider-looking thing that would do absolutely anything to kill everything in its power.
All right. Okay. Trying to get this lit. All right, go.
You've picked a guy, Mac, that was a copper and has such a weak ending of a death that he falls off a bridge in a fire engine.
It's not a way. It's not the way. It's not the fact. It's not how he dies. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's how he dies. Yeah, it's a weak ending, but it's the story behind him dying and what he said at the end that makes it a compelling death. Because you could have literally granted him an easy death for shooting him in the head, but you didn't. You just left him there to die. And the fact that none of his fellow brothers in arms wanted to help this daggone motherfucker was great. No, he was calling for help. Like, help me. I need help. Back up. Nope. Nobody's coming to help him. He lay there dead on the ground, dead. And then at the end of the game, you can fact check me on this. They said, I think they picked up his clothes and everything. They just left him there to die, which was something interesting, what he deserved. He deserved to die because he was an asshole. He killed your mother in the game. You've been trying to figure out who killed your mother. He had a hand in killing CJ's mother. And that's something interesting. But I understand what you're saying.
Was the death scene the most compelling in the decade? The scene in which he died is the key factor here. And I feel like when you getting dusted off from running from that building, you and your friends, you running through the hills, coming up in the helicopter, you get shot, he sticks the hand out and shoots your homeboy. Oh, you was pissed. You were hella man. You just did all this shit to save the world, and then the very dude that's supposed to come pick you up turns out to be the bad guy, the old okie doke. It sounds like both your characters were the bad guys from the jump. Shepard didn't start off as the bad guy. He started off as a person giving you the missions to save the world.
Well,
so the whole time you were working for him. So this game is technically about 2 terrorist factions: the Russians who shoot up the airport, and then the United Nations people that work for Shepard, who's technically the bad guy.
But this is not the best death scene.
The last second that is the villain death scene, where you take out the true villain, proving that you are doing the right thing. Until all that, history is written by the victor. If Shepard had got away with it, those people's names would have been scrubbed. It wouldn't have been a big deal.
How weak of an ending is it for Shepard? After
what did you say about that, Captain Price? I couldn't hear.
How weak is it for Shepard after he absolutely mullers somebody, stabs somebody?
Fair, I feel like he's kind of not the type of villain that fights you with his fists and more with his brain.
Well, then you obviously didn't complete. You obviously didn't complete Call of Duty if he's not the type of guy that'll fight you with his fists. Because that's exactly what he does.
He's like a physical, actual fist fighter. But in the grand scheme of things,
He
did
drives a
more
knife
damage
into
with
your
his mind, his position of power, him corrupting the American government and the notion
Well,
of freedom for
and the
his own
notion,
right for than he did with getting in a fist fight with one of the NPCs at the end of the game.
he was
way
really
more damage with his mind.
in a way, the whole point of him doing it, he thought he wasn't a villain the whole time. Yeah, he turned into a villain. He was literally thought what he was doing was right, but he was just pissed off by the government. He
knew what he was doing was villainous.
He was pissed off by the government.
He knew for a fact that if he won the war, he would write the history because he was a general.
Lee, am I right for saying that? He was literally pissed off by the government Lee, am I right?
Yeah, basically.
He was pissed off by the government. He wasn't thinking.
Yeah, he was annoyed with how from what I understand.
The other two choices are a Diablo villain that you beat after Diablo, which sounds like in game.
All right,
he's the Lord of Destruction.
That's time. That's time.
Slow motion.
Kill it.
Okay.
The card that you have after this, go into the graveyard right now. And then exile them. They do not get to return to play.
Say that again, sorry.
So a bit more subdued than the last round, I'd say.
I think they got a lot of aggression out last round.
A lot.
Okay, I do have a question if you don't, Zero.
Go ahead.
What is the weakest aspect of each of your your answers, of the death of your guys' answers? What is of the scene in which they die? What is the weakest aspect of each?
Okay.
You remember the scene that the guy
I know
talking about?
Believe me, out of all you guys pick characters that I all remember beating the crap out of very vividly.
I don't remember. I never played Diablo, so I really couldn't say.
Well,
no, your scene
of yours. And that's what
the weakest aspect of it.
What is the weakest? What is the weakest aspect of your chosen character's death scene?
You want me to highlight the weakness?
Highlight your own weakness.
So the
weakest.
Yep.
I think for me, the weakest aspect of actually killing the character is centered more, not so much around the storyline, but perhaps the time of release of the game and what visually it could offer you as a death. The visual aspects, not as good as what Shepard is. No argument with that. The visual side, definitely not.
Okay. All right. That's
probably,
what we're so. Trill, that's the kind of answer we're looking for. Okay, this could have been done a bit better. Just a bit of self-critique.
Okay, you ready for me to go?
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit that the worst part of the scene is him literally just falling. I agree with what Lee said. Him literally falling off of the bridge and going into the heart, falling in and literally just falling down from the bridge is the weakest part because it's really just a weak death. And I'll admit that. It's a weak death. I mean, he did deserve worse. And I'll admit that. That's why I say it's the weakest part. If I had to change something, I think if you were to literally have the car, him being the...
All right, you don't need to tell us how it happened. Just
okay. No, I'm saying I'm critiquing it. Like, if you could follow the truck on them,
all right.
probably be better, but yeah.
So, Trill, you get the base idea here?
Yeah.
He's gonna say nothing.
Wow. That thing.
He wants to be that ballsy. We can tell. We're not going to let him though.
And nothing is not an answer.
Okay, so maybe like after playing more games that like in the future that did it better, and going back and playing the remastered version, having the same controls on like the quick time. Like you press A or whatever to throw the knife, or like you line it up using. Maybe that could have been a little more fresh. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something a little more innovative with that. That felt more like I don't know, because like I don't know. That's really all I can think of. Like maybe if me lifting the gun up felt heavy to me because I was really tired. Maybe if in that moment it went more for realism.
No, I consider that. I consider that legit.
Arcade mode. Just
Yeah, I
just
was
for a
gonna say-
moment. Just
I consider that a legit critique.
And I was going to say, if you had a hard problem understanding that, Zach, I could kind of elaborate.
One of the Call of Duties I have played was on the Wii once, so I understand the immersion concept.
yeah.
It sucked, but you get the idea.
I have my
I
own
understand.
about each of their deaths, but
No, but I do play fighting games, so I do understand things need to feel good to be good. So I understand that.
Yeah, I feel like you punching somebody for the feeling.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So fact check up. Mike, you basically just quoted his last lines.
Yeah, I did.
Why?
I think that was the driving argument for the impact of.
And you did mention the one aspect that might have made me care, but you left that part out.
What?
Yeah, it was Sam Jackson.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's better than Mark Hamill is.
I forgot it was Sam J.
Voice actor, Hamill will beat him every time.
Oh yeah, voice actor, but like, I mean, for back in the day, that dude kind of looks like Sam Jackson. I mean, come on, the graphics were shit. He was a black dude, Sam Jackson. It was cool.
Yeah,
like Snoop Dogg, and it didn't really
I
look
forgot
like
I forgot to add that in.
All right.
It might hurt my argument, I guess.
I'm getting more of what the rush off beating Bale is, that you thought you were already beat the top, but you actually see the top and you're like, holy shit, I actually beat this thing. It's more of a rush of endorphins from, holy crap, I didn't know things could get that bad kind of thing.
Are we talking ball here?
Yeah. Like
the entirety of Ball's introduction was simply because of the fact that I think they actually had to split it between the Lord of Destruction thing because they tried doing it all on one disc, but they couldn't. Like how Sonic 3 kind of got split. Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the health between his forms, and that's a number. That's a number increase.
Yeah, but Ball is a tanky boy.
Yeah, he starts at 26,484 and ends up at 650,000, which I will consider a massive increase.
Of course, talking about a dungeon crawling RPG where most of the time you're speccing into certain playstyles anyway.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, that's not unnoticeable. Now, the fact that I actually know who Shepard even is, it speaks that at least this death is well known enough. Because otherwise, I don't play Call of Duty, but I did know about that.
Right.
And saw it.
Was that when I sold it on price?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
no, actually, no. The fact it's the only one with a know your meme page. I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I checked.
And if I can point something out, I don't remember actually shooting Shepard during that entire scene. Just throwing a good old knife into his eye.
Yeah, you press.
Yeah, you just throw his knife. Yeah,
it's just a knife, right? You don't shoot him.
No,
there are no bullets.
You never shoot him.
Trill.
That's what I was saying. It was
Trill head in the boxed himself.
I mean, I guess I said throwing the knife. I said I would.
Well, if you don't know what I'm referring to the movie Seven, where people claim to seen the head in the box in the movie, but in fact there is no such scene.
Right.
But your mind made you think there was.
Yeah, like multiple medias got mashed up in my mind, and it made me remember the moment.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about because there was actually a YouTube video where somebody did a parody of ending Modern Warfare 2 early by just shooting General Shepard in the face while he's on the observation deck, and then cutting right to credits.
Yep.
That's funny. Well, I just ended the game. That's like 5 minutes into the game. Wait a minute. That's fucking hilarious.
But I
It's bad. Game over. I win.
I could see where people will have that head in the box moment where it's like,
That's funny.
it's like, no. You get into a fist fight with him. Price gets into a fist fight with him. He stabs you. You throw his knife back into his freaking eye socket.
Yeah.
So I'm actually kind of stuck here. So I'm going to leave this up to 0 because I'm a bit stuck on this. Because you have a lot more experience with these than I do.
Yes, like I said, I vividly know each of their deaths.
Yeah. Like I know Bale and I know Tenpenny the most. Those are the ones I know the most. Bale mostly. Tenpenny, like the only reason I do remember him is Samuel Jackson. But so that was just funny to me. And like I said, the only reason I only know I know it from the Know Your Meme page. So that's so I probably should not be the deciding factor for this.
All right. A lot of my decision is going to be coming from both your arguments as well as, unfortunately, there is the bias because of the fact that I have played all these games to completion. I do have the notion of I do have the impact of how they felt as a player and impact on how I felt in the story. I will say all of them just on a base emotional, hey, I got through the game level, very even out. I feel Tenpenny for me is very much, his death is more impactful because yes, he is exclaiming all this stuff like I own this city, I run this town, I'm the top dog. But I think it's more the impact more of it is more emphasized on CJ leaving him there to die by showing and not shooting him, by showing that he's not going to descend into being the same person as Tenpenny. With General Shepard, a lot of it is a lot of his impact in his death was you're stopping a dude from having a hate boner. Plain and simple. Over losing 30,000 troops to a nuke. Which, to be fair, it was pointed out that
it's good enough to make multiple Metal Gear Solid games out of. Well, I'm just saying.
If we're going for big boss there, but
right. As a concept, though.
A lot of the impact of his death is very much, yes, it was said in the argument, you're stopping him from writing in the history books that he was the winner by being decided as the victor. And with Ball's impact on his death is along the lines of, congratulations, you just stopped one of the major leaders of Hell's armies from turning the world into a literal hellscape by corrupting the one thing separating the boundaries between heaven, hell, and the world.
Well, damn, I know I lost.
So you beat Doom 2016.
Yeah.
Except you lost.
Or you saw Doom the movie.
No, the thing is that by the time you get to him, literally you actually put it bluntly, you beat Doom 2016 when you kill Ball because the fact that by the time you reach him, he's already corrupted the World Stone, said artifact providing the boundaries, and your Archangel friend has to go and destroy it anyway.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Okay,
new question. Did Doom 2016 rip off Diablo?
We will save that for another grudge. And see, that's the thing. That's why I say each of them hold a very significant weight to all of their deaths because they portray the character death differently.
All right. So based off the weakest parts of it, each one though, the part that could have stuck it, just a little bit further. Which one stuck it in the most? I guess.
Based on the weakest aspect, I'm placing ball. My list is placing ball at third because it did feel like it could. You just got a cutscene. You got to see him die in game, but you didn't get a cutscene showing him being completely killed like you did with Diablo.
Okay.
You know what? I think I already have a clear winner. I think I'm giving this one to Mac because I do feel like when it comes to General Shepard, I feel like you should have been allowed to have a bit more control, other than hey, I have to button mash this knife out of my chest and then fling it into his eye socket to save my buddy from being shot.
Okay.
Sorry, that was a lot of words to say who won.
Wow, I won a point. Good.
You did win a point.
Yay.
Did you win the game?
No.
Should we just call this with him getting 2 because it's getting late?
Yeah.
First off, Zach, I hate you for that meme.
What? For what meme?
Am I winner chicken dinner? Wait a minute.
Right?
Yeah, you win. We're on the call today. It's getting late.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost.
No, wait. No. That we're gonna call today because the sun's going down. I gotta go in with the ball of my mom. Did I win or did I lose?
No, you did win.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're
Right.
just gonna call it a day. Yeah, I agree.
And honestly, give you 2 more if you get 2 more matches worth of you getting practice, I would say differently.
Huh?
Because Trill is actually very good at this.
Yeah, he is.
Believe it or
Oh, I
not.
want to be on the next one.
Oh, no, we'll get you on the next one.
We'll find a way to get you in.
Yeah.
I don't
Also, is
I like
it
him.
Lee
I
or
like
Lay?
him.
I keep on saying Lay because of.
It's Lee.
Okay, so I've been getting it right.
Yeah, I said.
Okay.
I really
Okay.
thought. I thought.
Okay.
I was
Thank
really
you, the
good with Lay.
Proclaimers, for sunshine over Lay.
I'm just happy I got
Only
a
where
point.
I know.
I'm just happy I got a point because I was just going for it and I was like, oh shit, I got a point. Yay.
Mac,
Based
the
off
biggest thing that gave you the decision was because the way it portrayed CJ not descending into the same madness.
Yeah, that was my point of the game. Yeah.
Game.
Mama, I
All
think that kind of won it for you type shit. You can't. Like if I had been a judge personally, because of my own personal experience with the game.
Yeah, but that's the thing. At the end of the day, I don't want to kill Tenpenny because I don't want to end up like this motherfucker.
Right,
You're just going to be a circle of madness. It's just going to be the same.
Oh
thing.
no, I'll be
I
honest.
never played the Diablo game though. Like
Yeah, that was the one.
like some,
never played
some
Diablo
solid
2,
advice.
I thought Lee was going to come with
Everybody's
something.
played.
I
That's
thought-
what I go for. I go for games I know.
Diablo 2 is literally the best Diablo this side of this series.
Oh yeah, no. I've heard that it's the cream of the crop. You know, it's the best one, definitely.
Just
Mind you, there's
a little,
Figure that out.
a little tip for you if you ever do play Diablo 2. Don't do it when you're 14, 15 and don't really understand the game. And at the very start, when you do a mission for the blacksmith and you've got the chance to have an awesome weapon or armor and you pick to give yourself some fucking super fast boots, don't do it, kids. It's not
That's
worth
Diablo
it.
1.
The more you know.
Oh, is it
people.
Diablo 1,
No
is it?
super fast boots. No running
The
shoes.
armor
Bird.
weapon choice was Diablo 1 for Griswold.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that was.
But look,
That's
trust me,
recovered
he's
from hammer.
backup fact checker for a reason.
Trust me, sure.
I played Diablo 1, I played Diablo 2, I played Diablo 3.
What
I'm
about?
still going through Diablo 3. I'm not there yet.
Have you touched? No, is Immortal even out?
Mm.
Depends. Is Immortal the mobile one?
Yes.
How much is a
I
pound?
don't want to know when it's out.
How much is a pound?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Like monetarily or physically?
Yeah, like how much? Like
I
how
think
different is it?
it's
Because last time I was in England, Liverpool visiting a friend. It wasn't. It was. You guys had dollar was more than our was. You guys had more on the dollar than we did. So I was wondering, has it changed? Because I'm thinking about switching. I don't know if you've seen what's going on over here. I'm thinking about switching it up.
Mate,
afraid.
Yeah. I was actually right on the dot. £1 is equal to $1.26.
Oh yeah, we switching that. We can take 26 cents off. That's fine.
Trust me, it's definitely no better over here than it is there.
Oh, damn, it was all bad there too. All right, I'm gonna try something else. Thank you though. I appreciate you letting me know.
So yeah,
all right, guys,
it's terrible.
As producer, that I am wrapping up this conversation before it gets too far out of place.
Go ahead.
All right. Trill, where can people find you playing games I don't care about?
Hater, you can find me on twitch.tv/Trill_XO. It's _TrillXO on Twitter and Facebook. Join my Discord today to win a pop figure or homemade bottle of hot sauce, baby. We got it all here on the XO.
Who's next?
We'll go with Blake.
Yep.
Where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitch, TPP Games with a Z, or you'll see me kicking around one of my partnerships with streaming merch. Finally, the Vikings Unleashed, which I am a co-founder of. You can find me kicking about there in the Discord, on Twitter, on Facebook, all handles, TPP Games. You'll find me with a Z.
Okay. I was going to have to translate for American.
Oh, God, come on.
I know what that is.
Do you really think I was talking to you, Zero?
No, he's talking to me. He was talking to me.
All right. I imagine Zero.
I'll go next. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Crimson Shooters. CRIMZONSHOOTER. And you can also find me on Twitter with that same name. You'll also find me co-streaming with my wife on her stream. You'll get her details when she's next to judge.
Okay. Since I'll be handing this back to you, Mac, you can follow me on whatever links I decide to put or do not put. I do not know what I will be playing because I haven't decided yet. I'm currently addicted to Lethal League Blaze. I have no idea how long this addiction will last. Hopefully it will claim my life and I will never have to host again. Mac, your show.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, thank you for coming on. This has been a great stream. As you see, I'm not salty. This is actually the non-saltiest stream I've been on, so I'm not salty, guys. I'm surprised. I wasn't salty.
You're always salty.
No, I was having fun.
Just not
today.
as salty.
No, I'm having fun today. I wasn't salty today. I mean, when you explained
it,
when
you wouldn't be mentioning it.
Yeah, true. But no. I like the way they explained it. Shut up. Anyway,
we actually slowed down and explained a lot this time.
Yeah. So explain why I didn't win, and that's what I liked. This has been a good stream. Like I said, this is coming out at the end of the year. I know Zach don't like me saying this, but Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Hope 2021 is even. Hope 2021 is better. Please, God, be better. Please. Please.
Or at least worse enough to be interesting.
We just got to get through the final boss, which is Father Christmas, and it'll all be rosy.
I've always heard the final boss that life was undefeatable. Don't make me start thinking he's defeatable.
The wife?
Look.
No. See, the final boss of life is death.
Death!
Which is why The Flash sucks as a character. End credits.
Credits.
That happened. but
because The Flash can't even come up with anything better than death.
But I want to thank all y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next time on the next stream, people. We'll see you next year for the next season of Gamer Grudge. So hopefully season 7. I'm believing season 7 will be a great season. Lee, we'll definitely got to get you on. We got to also watch all our content, GF15, GF1. Lee, we got to get you on the GF1. We got to get you and Trill on the GF1 podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll make sure we'll get y'all two on there. Lee,
I'm down for anything.
All right, cool. We'll get you on the GF1 podcast. We'll find a way to get y'all two on. Y'all can start arguing about Pokemon and Nearfoot Kill. Anyway.
Digimon's better.
Yes!
You're not the only one who believes that. So
Yeah.
I don't.
I am so glad.
Believe it.
I'm with that as well because it has a plot.
I am
Stop the recording. Please stop the recording.
Guys, I am
my streaming career. Stop what you're doing.
Look at this English guy just causing havoc. Get rid of him. Don't invite him back for anything. Don't have him. And
I'll trade you
Trill,
5
did you
hits for that.
Wait, no. Make sure that is in there. Trill just threw the towel in. I saw that.
I said you take 2 lefts. You look for the dentist office. It's on the left. That's the old shack. Bob's your uncle. There you go. That's what I said.
All right, guys. Again,
I gotta go.
Okay.
Well, we'll see y'all next time on the next stream, people. Bye.
Bye. Hey,
Bye.
Joe, why does Cyber Sleuth look better than Sword and Shield, like graphically?
Okay, we're gonna end it right now.